Welcome to another episode of making pottery that I need for my kitchen. A few years ago, I embarked on a journey of learning how to cook food that I actually want to eat, and by far the most impactful part of that journey was, first of all, discovering Samin Nosrat, and then consequentially, learning how to actually salt my food correctly. So now that I'm a salt truther, it's time to make the salt cellar of my dreams. I started with 1 pound of clay and basically threw a stumpy little cylinder that's slightly tapered out at the top so that I can easily slide my hand in to get the salt. Then it's time to start thinking about the lid. So I use these calipers to measure the width of the pot to make sure that the lid fits properly. Then I grabbed some clay for my lid and compressed it down onto the wheel into a disc shape. Then I used the calipers that are set to the width of the salt cellar to make a mark in the clay where the lip of this lid needs to be. Then I opened the lid up from the center, pulling the clay basically to where I made that mark. To form the exterior wall of the lip, I used the right angle of this rib to push the clay downward. Then at this point, the lid is way too wide, so I just took a needle tool to trim off the excess clay. And finally, we have a lid. I kind of hate throwing lids. I haven't done this in forever. They're just so finicky, but it is satisfying to see them together. Now I'll let these partially dry overnight to get them ready for trimming.